Anytime you're downtown in New Orleans, you're close to just about everything. You have the Garden District on one side, you have the French Quarter on the other, and then the Mississippi River.
Mardi Gras is one of the most celebrated annual events in New Orleans, as well as its distinctive music, Creole cuisine, and dialects. A vibrant nightlife along Bourbon Street can be found in the French Quarter, the city's historic center. Ready your passport and money as you travel to this multicultural city. Here are the top 10 things to do in New Orleans, NOLA Travel Guide. Number 10. Walk through the French Quarter. Exploring the French Quarter is one of the best ways to discover New Orleans' vibrant culture. Whether it's second-line parades, dive bars with to-go cups, or Creole cottages with wrought iron gates, this is where all the action happens. Most of the buildings in the French Quarter date back to the 1790s, making it a National Historic Site. Despite its numerous shopping and dining opportunities, Bourbon Street is the most famous street in the French Quarter. Bourbon Street is a must-see in New Orleans, whether you are planning on partying or checking it off your bucket list. Across the French Quarter, you can also see Magazine Street, which runs for 6 miles and passes through the city's historic district. The quirky shops and intriguing architecture on Magazine Street make it one of the most famous streets in the city. Number 9. Be amazed at Jackson Square. The 2.5-acre public space is located in the French Quarter, where there is a bronze statue of Andrew Jackson built in memory of this site. There are more than 2 million local and international visitors to the site each year, as well as many films and TV shows that use it as a filming location for events, weddings, and photo shoots. In Jackson Square, you will find iron fences, walking paths, and benches that have retained the design of the original Parisian landscape. As well as the Cabildo, the art colony is a place for artists to display their work on the iron fences, as well as local history museums and street performers. The artists' works are available for purchase, or you can even have one of them draw your portrait. St. Louis Cathedral, one of the oldest cathedrals in North America, can be viewed from Jackson Square. Number 8. Take a stroll in the Garden District. In contrast to the French Quarter's hustle and bustle, the Garden District features grandiose mansions and elegant landscaping. The mansions all have different architecture and details that make them stand out from one another. You should take time to admire them. You can also stop the Rink Shopping Center to see the Garden District Bookshop, as well as Commander's Palace, a renowned Creole restaurant. Across the street, you'll find Lafayette Cemetery No. 1, a historic and beautiful cemetery in New Orleans. As a result of the high water table and unpredictable flooding in New Orleans, graves are built above ground. Number 7. Check out the National World War II Museum. Visit the National World War II Museum in the Warehouse District, which is by far one of the best things to do in New Orleans. Designed and built in New Orleans, the Higgins landing craft took its place on the American coast. New Orleans is home to America's only official World War II museum, which is based on boats used in the amphibious landing invasion of Normandy in 1944. This museum features a variety of World War II artifacts, including planes, artillery, tanks, and many others from the war. Discover the story of the war through 6 permanent exhibits that combine personal stories, artifacts, interactives, and media to illuminate how it was fought, won, and what the war means to us today. As well as that, there is a fantastic 4D film to see. Visiting this museum would take a full day. A trendy cafe or restaurant in the Waterhouse District awaits you afterward. Number 6. Travel through history by streetcar. You can tour New Orleans by historic streetcar, which is a great way to see the sights. It wasn't until 1835 that streetcars became a part of New Orleans' public transportation system. St. Charles Avenue has remained the world's oldest continuously operating street railway system, despite almost becoming obsolete in the 1940s when buses replaced the service. Other lines, including Canal Street, Riverfront, and Rampart, have been brought back into operation since then. In terms of popularity though, the St. Charles line is the most popular streetcar to ride on. From the French Quarter to St. Charles Avenue and South Carrollton Avenue, each carriage is a historic landmark. The one-way fare is $1.25, and the Jazzy Pass is available for $1 to $5 days. Number 5. Get a glimpse of Canal Street. Canal Street divides the Colonial Quarter from the Central Business District, serving as the French Quarter's upstream boundary. In 1803, the Louisiana Purchase brought other ethnicities into New Orleans through the Mississippi River. Creoles lived in the French Quarter until the late 1800s. Thousands of Americans moved to the city from Kentucky and the Midwest. Creoles and Americans were originally supposed to be separated by a canal, but a street named Canal was constructed instead. In the past, the Canal Street median was considered a symbol of the cultural divide and was called neutral ground. As of today, the city refers to all streets as medians as neutral landscapes. Number 4. St. Louis Cathedral is a peaceful and quiet place to visit. There is no doubt that the St. Louis Cathedral is one of the most notable landmarks in the French Quarter of the city. This is the oldest continuously active cathedral in the US, founded in 1720, though its current structure was only completed in 1850, so it is the oldest continuously active cathedral in the country. The Spanish colonial architecture and 3 spires of the building make it a stunning sight to behold. The stained glass windows, the gilded altar, and the murals on the ceiling and walls will captivate you once inside. This is one of the best attractions in New Orleans, and you will quickly discover why it stands out. If you wish to attend daily mass at the cathedral is open every day for tours. Number 3. Get lost in green scenery at Oak Alley Plantation. A plantation is a key component of the history of the southern United States, especially during the pre-American Civil War years. As a result of the fertile soils, mild subtropical climate, and extensive African slave labor in the region, farming estates such as Oak Alley Plantation could flourish due to the particular climate and abundant rainfall in the region. As part of the Oak Alley's former sugarcane plantation, the main house is constructed in Greek Revival style and consists of 28 colossal freestanding columns. In addition to its name, the plantation's iconic alley is formed by 2 300-year-old oak trees across an 800-foot length of standby tree row. There are also a slave exhibit, a sugarcane exhibit and theater, a blacksmith shop, and a tent from the Civil War era as well. Number 2. The New Orleans City Park is a great place to spend the day. Embrace the beauty of New Orleans' City Park as you step outside the French Quarter. New Orleans residents and tourists love this park, which has grown to a massive 1,300-acre area. It used to be a swamp in the middle of the city, and it remains a favorite of both. After being established in 1854, the park was originally a place where men could duel under the shade of large oak trees until 1890, when the activity was outlawed. You can also enjoy a picnic under one of the ancient live oak trees adorned with Spanish moss, or you can rent a bike or paddle boat at the big lake if you prefer. Play a round of golf, practice your tennis swing at the Carousel Gardens amusement park, stroll through the botanical garden, and experience the historic carousel at the Carousel Gardens amusement park. Number 1. Take a trip to the swamp. Almost all of Louisiana's southern region is swampland. Excursion to Louisiana's swamps is a great way to see the exotic wildlife and unique flora that make it one of the most beautiful places in the world. Taking a guided swamp boat tour is a great way to see gators or other swamp creatures up close. Wildlife, fauna, and flora abound in Louisiana's wetlands. It's likely you'll see predators like gators, as well as boars, turtles, minks, ospreys, herons, even a bald eagle, as well as learning about the Cajun culture of the bayous and New Orleans history. Your tour guide will also provide some information about the Cajun culture. There is no doubt that swamp tours are one of the best things to do in New Orleans, lasting around 2 hours. Now that you know these best things to do in New Orleans, it is now time to get this under your bucket list and let us know when you visit here. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.